Your mindset is the soil in which every success or failure grows. If your mind is cluttered with doubt, fear, or limiting beliefs, your actions will always reflect those constraints. Many people wait for circumstances to change, hoping the right opportunity, the right person, or the right timing will deliver them to success. But circumstances are neutral. They do not create wealth or freedom. It is your perception of them, your interpretation, and your response that determine your results. Shifting your mindset is not optional. It is mandatory if you want to achieve extraordinary outcomes in life. The way you see yourself shapes the way the world sees you. If you constantly think, I'm not enough, or I'll never make it, those thoughts will dictate your energy, your persistence, and your confidence. Conversely, believing that you are capable of achieving massive success unlocks doors that seemed permanently closed. Mindset is the invisible currency that powers every action. You must train your mind to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to embrace challenges instead of fearing them, and to expect success as a natural outcome of your efforts. Negative experiences and past failures can easily cloud your mind, making you feel trapped by your history. But mindset allows you to reframe the past and use it as fuel rather than a chain. Every failure contains lessons. Every setback hides a hidden opportunity. And every difficulty tests your determination. When you develop a mindset of growth, you stop blaming circumstances and start asking, what can I do differently? This shift transforms struggle into strategy and obstacles into stepping stones. Wealth begins when you refuse to let your past define your future. Surrounding yourself with the right influences is another pillar of a powerful mindset. Thoughts are contagious and energy is magnetic. If you constantly engage with pessimistic, complacent, or fearful people, their mindset will infect yours. Conversely, when you immerse yourself in ideas, people, and teachings that expand your thinking, you will naturally elevate your expectations and your results. Mindset is nurtured not only internally, but externally, through the environment, relationships, and daily habits that shape how you perceive the world and what you believe is possible. Visualization and mental rehearsal are practical tools for cultivating a success-driven mindset. The brain cannot always distinguish between what is imagined vividly and what is experienced physically. When you consistently picture yourself achieving your goals, stepping into wealth, and overcoming challenges, your subconscious mind begins to generate ideas, strategies, and actions to make those visions real. Mindset is strengthened by repetition, thinking differently, imagining success, and mentally rehearsing victory every single day creates the confidence and clarity required to act decisively and persist through obstacles. Language is another critical dimension of mindset. The words you speak, whether to yourself or others, shape your reality. Saying, I can't, it's too hard, or I'll never succeed programs your mind to fail. Replacing these words with empowering affirmations like, I am capable, I will find a way, or I deserve this success, rewires your brain to notice solutions rather than problems. Mindset is more than thoughts. It is expressed in words, habits, and decisions. Choosing your language deliberately creates an internal environment conducive to growth, resilience, and wealth creation. Self-awareness and reflection are essential for cultivating a mindset that overcomes circumstance. Regularly examining your beliefs, habits, and emotional responses allows you to identify which thoughts are serving you and which are sabotaging your potential. Without awareness, mindset becomes reactive rather than proactive. By questioning your assumptions and deliberately reshaping your thinking patterns, you take control of the only variable you can truly change: yourself. Mindset is the internal engine, and awareness is the steering wheel that ensures you drive toward wealth, freedom, and impact rather than wandering aimlessly in mediocrity. The final crucial aspect of mindset is faith in your capacity to grow and achieve. Faith is not about waiting for miracles. It is about believing in the unseen potential within yourself and taking consistent action despite uncertainty. Every extraordinary achievement in history began with a mind that refused to accept limitations. Developing a millionaire mindset requires courage, patience, and persistence, but it starts with a simple decision to believe that you can and then act as if that belief is already reality. Circumstances will bend around those who refuse to be defined by them. Ideas, skills, and talent are powerful, but they are meaningless without execution. Many people sit on their potential, admiring it like a painting on a wall, hoping it will somehow translate into results. Potential is invisible to the world until it is activated through consistent, focused action. Every great entrepreneur, every millionaire, every visionary began with something ordinary but took extraordinary steps to bring it to life. Action transforms dreams into reality, turning ideas into income and knowledge into influence. Without action, potential is wasted energy. With action, it becomes unstoppable momentum that propels you toward your goals. Taking action requires overcoming inertia. Your mind will always provide reasons to wait, to hesitate, to play it safe. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown can freeze potential in its tracks. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary success and those who merely dream lies in the willingness to start imperfectly, to take the first step even when the path is unclear. Action creates clarity, momentum, and confidence. Every small step compounds into massive results, and the sooner you act, the faster potential becomes tangible, measurable, and transformative. Action is also about prioritization. Potential can overwhelm if you try to pursue everything at once. It's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things with intensity. Identify the highest leverage activities, the tasks that will generate the biggest impact, and attack them relentlessly. People often mistake busyness for productivity, moving without direction and hoping results appear. Real action is deliberate, focused, and strategic. When you align your steps with your purpose and your goals, potential is unleashed with maximum efficiency, creating results far beyond what idle dreaming or passive planning could ever achieve. Execution requires discipline, consistency, and resilience. It is easy to start, but maintaining momentum is where most people fail. Daily action, even when motivation fades, is what separates dreamers from doers. Small, persistent steps create compounding effects that can multiply success exponentially over time. Potential alone cannot carry you through challenges, setbacks, or rejection, but action in the face of adversity builds character, skills, and results simultaneously. Those who act decisively learn faster, adapt quicker, and gain opportunities that are invisible to those who wait, hesitating while the world moves around them. Action also amplifies learning. You cannot truly know what works, what resonates, or what creates value without testing, iterating, and experiencing the process firsthand. Potential is theoretical. Results are empirical. Every mistake, every misstep, every attempt teaches something invaluable. The people who achieve massive success are not immune to failure. They fail faster and learn faster because they act. Action transforms uncertainty into insight and insight into profit. The feedback loop of doing, evaluating, and improving is what converts raw potential into refined skills, profitable strategies, and undeniable achievements. Accountability is a hidden power of action. When you act, you set results into motion, and results hold you accountable. Ideas alone can be postponed indefinitely, but action produces consequences that demand attention. Whether success or failure, progress or setback, every move forces a response. This accountability keeps you honest, sharpens your focus, and prevents potential from stagnating. The world rewards those who move, those who execute, and those who are willing to risk outcomes to create impact. Action, more than talent or knowledge, is the currency of achievement, and it commands respect, resources, and results. Taking action requires courage and decisiveness. Waiting for the perfect plan, perfect timing, or perfect conditions is a trap that kills potential. Real breakthroughs happen when you step into discomfort, make bold decisions, and commit fully, even when uncertainty looms. Potential may exist in your mind, but results exist only in motion. The universe responds to those who act with purpose, urgency, and clarity. Hesitation allows others to seize opportunities you could have claimed. Action is a magnet for momentum, drawing resources, connections, and possibilities toward those who refuse to remain static, turning potential into unstoppable progress. Finally, action is an amplifier of confidence. Every step taken, every risk embraced, every challenge faced strengthens belief in your abilities. Potential can inspire hope, but action produces proof. When you see the results of your efforts, no matter how small, they reinforce your courage to take bigger steps, dream bigger, and move faster. Action builds a feedback loop of achievement, learning, and empowerment that compounds over time, converting latent potential into visible, tangible, measurable success. It is not enough to know what you can do. You must act decisively, relentlessly, and consistently to turn potential into reality. Wealth is not earned by wishful thinking or idle dreaming. It is earned by creating value that others are willing to pay for. The faster you can solve problems, serve needs, or improve lives, the faster money flows to you. People will pay generously for solutions that make their lives easier, better, or more profitable. The shortcut to financial success is not cutting corners. It is amplifying the value you provide. When you focus on delivering immense value, scarcity disappears, competition fades, and opportunities multiply because people are naturally drawn to those who make a measurable difference. Value creation begins with understanding needs. You cannot offer true value without first knowing the challenges, desires, and priorities of your audience. Listening is more important than talking. Observing more important than assuming. OU study people's problems deeply. You can craft solutions that are not just good, but indispensable. The market rewards precision, insight, and relevance. Half-hearted efforts or generic offerings rarely generate wealth. True value addresses a real pain, fulfills a meaningful desire, or opens a powerful opportunity. The shortcut is seeing what others overlook, identifying gaps, and positioning yourself as the person who can fill them. Authenticity multiplies value. People can sense when your service, product, or idea comes from genuine care versus a desire for personal gain. When you align your offerings with integrity and purpose, you create trust, loyalty, and influence. These intangible assets accelerate wealth more than any shortcut or gimmick. The value you provide is amplified when people believe in your intentions, see the results of your work, and know you are committed to their success. Generating wealth is not only about output, it is about impact, credibility, and the lasting impression you leave on those you serve. Innovation is a critical component of creating value quickly. Ordinary solutions produce ordinary results. To reach extraordinary success, you must challenge conventional thinking and find better, faster, or more efficient ways to solve problems. Innovation can be small, like improving a process, or large, like creating a revolutionary product. But every improvement that enhances results, convenience, or satisfaction dramatically increases the value you deliver. Those who innovate consistently become indispensable because they solve problems that others ignore or cannot solve, turning scarcity into opportunity, expertise into influence, and ideas into income streams that compound over time. Efficiency and scalability multiply value. It's not enough to serve a few people exceptionally well. To accelerate wealth creation, you must find ways to expand your impact. Systems, processes, and leverage allow you to serve more people without diluting quality. Automation, delegation, and optimization increase the value you provide while freeing your time for higher level opportunities. The shortcut is not working harder, but working smarter, ensuring that every action has a multiplier effect. When value is scalable, every hour, effort, and resource invested produces far greater returns, creating a momentum that compounds like interest in the bank. Perceived value is as important as actual value. People often pay based on what they believe they will gain, not just what is delivered. Crafting your message, presentation, and offer to highlight the transformative results of your work enhances the value in the eyes of your audience. Storytelling, demonstrations, and testimonials reinforce credibility and showcase impact. When people perceive extraordinary value, they are willing to invest significantly. This perception can accelerate your path to wealth, turning a simple solution into a high-demand, high-reward offering that allows you to capture financial rewards far beyond ordinary expectations. Consistency in value creation builds reputation, trust, and long-term success. One-time efforts may generate temporary results, but sustained impact compounds influence and revenue. The market rewards those who reliably solve problems, deliver results, and exceed expectations. When you commit to consistently adding value, word spreads, opportunities expand, and your network becomes an engine for accelerated wealth. Reputation is built not on intentions or potential, but on repeated demonstrations of capability, generosity, and results. Each action taken to serve others strengthens your position, amplifies your influence, and compounds the returns of every previous effort. Finally, value creation requires boldness. Solving big problems, addressing significant needs, and charging fairly for your solutions demands courage. Many shy away from asking for what their contribution is worth or underestimate the power of their expertise. The shortcut to wealth is not avoiding risk. It is confidently delivering solutions that change lives, then accepting the reward that comes with it. People naturally gravitate toward those who are willing to stand tall, provide extraordinary service, and claim their worth. Value is the bridge between your potential and your financial freedom, and the more courage you bring, the faster you cross it. Growth never happens in comfort. Every significant achievement in life, every extraordinary success emerges from situations that push you beyond what feels safe or familiar. Discomfort is a signal that you are stretching, learning, and evolving. People spend their lives avoiding challenges, resisting change, and seeking ease, and as a result, they never experience their true potential. If you want accelerated success, you must lean into what feels uncomfortable. The tasks that intimidate you, the risks that scare you, and the unknowns that make you hesitate are the very paths that lead to transformation. Discomfort reveals what you are capable of. When you face situations that test your patience, skill, and courage, you discover strength you didn't know existed. It forces problem solving, creativity, and resilience. Avoidance may feel safe in the moment, but it keeps your potential locked inside. People who embrace discomfort repeatedly realize that fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. By stepping into challenging situations, you train your mind and body to handle uncertainty, risk, and pressure, which are the hallmarks of extraordinary achievement. Discomfort is not an obstacle. It is a teacher guiding you to higher levels. Every opportunity worth pursuing involves discomfort, whether it's launching a business, speaking in public, negotiating a deal, or stepping into a leadership role. Discomfort precedes growth. The world rewards those willing to endure short-term unease for long-term gain. Avoidance may feel comfortable, but it guarantees stagnation. Pio. Who embrace challenges learn faster, adapt quicker, and develop confidence that others lack. Each uncomfortable step forward compounds, building a foundation of experience, insight, and resilience. Success is never achieved by avoiding stress or risk. It is earned by confronting and mastering the discomfort that most people refuse to face. Discomfort strengthens character. It reveals weaknesses and forces you to confront them rather than hide from them. The process of tackling what is uncomfortable develops discipline, patience, and perseverance. It tests commitment to your goals and separates those who are serious from those who merely dream. By leaning into challenges, you cultivate the mental and emotional fortitude required to handle higher levels of responsibility, opportunity, and wealth. Every discomfort you endure today becomes a source of strength tomorrow. The person who thrives is the one who learns to befriend discomfort and treat challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles. Taking risks is inseparable from discomfort. Risk creates anxiety because it threatens the status quo, yet risk is the gateway to reward. Every breakthrough, innovation, and leap forward requires you to leave the familiar behind. Comfort zones are safe, but they are also prisons for potential. By embracing risk, you embrace growth. You learn to manage uncertainty, make bold decisions, and act decisively despite fear. Those who refuse to step into the unknown may avoid temporary discomfort, but they also miss extraordinary opportunities. Wealth, influence, and personal evolution are all products of confronting and moving through discomfort courageously. Discomfort fuels creativity and problem solving. When things feel challenging, your mind is forced to think differently, innovate, and discover solutions that would not have emerged in ease. Pressure stretches thinking, sharpens focus, and hones decision-making. People who shy away from challenges rarely develop the mental agility required to capitalize on opportunities when they arise. Embracing discomfort trains you to see possibilities where others see impossibilities. Each time you face resistance, adversity, or uncertainty, your mind becomes stronger, more adaptable, and more capable. Comfort creates stagnation, but discomfort is a forge where exceptional skills and resilience are molded. Persistence in discomfort separates ordinary from extraordinary. Challenges will never stop, and adversity will always appear. Those who endure temporary struggle while maintaining focus on long-term goals achieve results that seem impossible to those who quit. Discomfort tests patience and tenacity, revealing who is willing to do what it takes. Success is not a product of ease. It is a reward for resilience, courage, and the willingness to face what others avoid. Every time you push past discomfort, you expand your capacity for more. The life you desire exists on the other side of challenges you are tempted to avoid. Finally, discomfort is a signal of progress. When you feel uneasy, stretched, or challenged, it often means you are moving toward growth, opportunity, or transformation. Avoiding discomfort may feel safe, but it guarantees mediocrity. Embracing discomfort transforms fear into action, hesitation into momentum, and struggle into mastery. The more you lean into what is difficult, the faster you evolve into a person capable of extraordinary achievement. Discomfort is the invisible engine of success, forcing you to elevate your mindset, skills, and character. The faster you embrace it, the faster you achieve results that others only dream about. Success is not built on ideas, dreams, or intentions. It is built on decisive action. The moment you commit to a choice and move forward with conviction, you trigger results that thought alone cannot create. Many people delay, overanalyze, or wait for perfect conditions, and in doing so, they watch opportunities slip away. Momentum is a powerful force, and it is created by clear, committed decisions followed by immediate action. Hesitation kills progress because the world moves while you debate. Decisive action turns uncertainty into clarity, fear into confidence, and potential into measurable results. Decisive action requires clarity of purpose. You must know what you want and why you want it before you can act with precision. Without a clearly defined goal, action becomes random, unfocused, and inefficient. People who achieve extraordinary results have a vision so vivid that it demands action. Every decision is aligned with that vision, and every step moves them closer to it. Acting without clarity leads to wasted energy, confusion, and missed opportunities. The shortcut to success is not doing more. It is deciding with certainty and acting with unwavering focus on what matters most. Indecision is costly. Every moment spent hesitating or doubting carries hidden expenses, opportunities lost, momentum wasted, and confidence eroded. Action is the antidote. The fastest way to learn, grow, and succeed is to act, evaluate, and adjust. Waiting for permission, approval, or perfect timing is a trap that keeps most people stagnant. The world rewards those who act decisively because they create outcomes instead of merely observing them. Boldness amplifies results, while indecision paralyzes potential. Every small decision executed promptly compounds into massive advantage over those who procrastinate, demonstrating that action is more valuable than perfection or planning alone. Decisive action demands courage. Action is rarely easy. It often involves risk, discomfort, or resistance. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown tries to convince you to wait. Yet those who act decisively cultivate confidence by repeatedly stepping into the unknown and proving to themselves that they are capable. Courage is developed in motion, not in thought. The more frequently you act in spite of fear, the more a automatic, decisive action becomes. Bold choices attract opportunities, open doors, and build reputation, while hesitation ensures that the same doors remain closed, leaving potential unfulfilled. Action without delay multiplies results. Procrastination diminishes impact because timing often determines the value of effort. The person who moves first often captures the market, opportunity, or influence that others merely dream of. Acting promptly signals commitment, competence, and reliability. Momentum builds as action compounds, creating an unstoppable force that accelerates growth. Decisive action creates an edge in every field because the world favors those who implement ideas before others. Waiting for certainty guarantees missed chances, while immediate action transforms uncertainty into experience, lessons, and progress, building both confidence and measurable results faster than contemplation alone ever could. Consistency is the engine of decisive action. It is not a single act, but repeated, purposeful steps that produce extraordinary outcomes. People who take consistent, decisive action develop rhythm, discipline, and a reputation for reliability. Every action, no matter how small, compounds into influence, skill, and wealth over time. Inconsistency, on the other hand, signals hesitation and keeps potential locked. Decisive action is sustained by habits, routines, and the unwillingness to let fear dictate your choices. When action becomes automatic and intentional, results compound exponentially, transforming ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement with speed and efficiency. Decisive action requires adaptability. Acting does not mean stubbornly sticking to a plan that fails. It means moving forward while constantly evaluating, learning, and adjusting. Feedback from action informs the next steps, and flexibility ensures progress even in uncertainty. Those who act decisively embrace trial and error as part of growth, knowing that imperfect action is more valuable than perfect inaction. Each action teaches, sharpens judgment, and creates opportunities that waiting never will. Momentum grows when movement is paired with reflection, transforming ordinary choices into strategic advantage and ensuring that each decision moves you closer to success faster than hesitation ever could. Finally, decisive action is a habit of champions. It separates those who dream from those who achieve, those who complain from those who win. Every breakthrough in business, personal growth, or life mastery stems from people who chose to act when others waited. The ability to make decisions quickly, act boldly, and commit fully is the cornerstone of success. It builds confidence, creates results, and generates opportunities that the hesitant cannot access. Decisive action is non-negotiable because without it, potential remains dormant, dreams remain hypothetical, and the life you desire remains just out of reach, waiting for someone to claim it. Your future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. Every choice, every habit, and every decision shapes the life you will lead. Waiting for luck, chance, or someone else's permission guarantees that your future will be dictated by forces outside your control. True freedom and wealth come when you take full responsibility for your actions and outcomes. Ownership means refusing to blame circumstances, society, or other people. It requires acknowledging that your destiny is in your hands and that every step you take today builds or erodes the future you desire. Ownership begins with mindset. You must see yourself as the architect of your life, capable of designing and constructing the reality you want. When you accept responsibility for both successes and failures, you gain clarity and control. Excuses and complaints become irrelevant because you focus on solutions, not limitations. Those who embrace ownership are proactive, not reactive. They identify what needs to be done, take initiative, and refuse to wait for others to act. The future rewards those who plan, act, and adapt, and it ignores those who abdicate responsibility to chance or circumstance. Every decision you make is an investment in your future. Time, energy, money, and focus are resources that compound like interest when applied intentionally. Ownership means making conscious choices about how you spend these resources, prioritizing activities that align with your goals, values, and Sion. Every action, no matter how small, has long-term consequences. People who fail to own their future often drift through life, reacting to events rather than shaping them. Those who take control understand that the life they desire is the sum of deliberate decisions executed consistently over time, and they treat every choice as a building block of their legacy. Accountability is inseparable from ownership. To own your future, you must hold yourself accountable for results, progress, and setbacks. Blaming external factors, circumstances, or other people only delays growth. Accountability ensures that you learn from mistakes, refine strategies, and keep moving forward. It is the mirror that reflects reality, forcing clarity and action. People who take ownership create feedback loops that accelerate improvement and decision-making. They do not wait for recognition or external approval. They evaluate themselves honestly, adjust course when necessary, and relentlessly pursue mastery over their life, ensuring that every step moves them closer to their desired future. Ownership requires courage. It means facing uncertainty, risk, and the consequences of your actions without shifting responsibility. Many people fear accountability because it exposes weakness or forces action. True ownership demands that you embrace discomfort, make difficult decisions, and accept responsibility for outcomes, both good and bad. Courage transforms hesitation into movement and fear into growth. The more boldly you claim responsibility for your life, the faster you build competence, confidence, and momentum. Those who step forward decisively and own their choices attract opportunities, influence, and results that remain invisible to those who remain passive, indecisive, or blame external forces. Vision is the compass of ownership. You must define the future you desire in clear, specific terms to guide your actions today. Without a vision, ownership becomes aimless effort. Clarity about what you want allows you to measure progress, make informed decisions, and prioritize effectively. People who take control of their future constantly assess their direction, aligning actions with long-term goals. Ownership means refusing to be a passenger in your own life. It requires deliberate planning, strategy, and foresight, ensuring that every effort you expend contributes to a coherent path toward the life you are determined to create. Resilience is strengthened through ownership. Life will test your patience, skill, and determination, and setbacks are inevitable. Those who own their future do not surrender when challenges arise. They adapt, persevere, and continue moving forward. Ownership transforms obstacles into lessons, failures into fuel, and adversity into opportunity. It is the mindset that refuses to quit, knowing that every challenge faced strengthens the foundation of future success. The more you take responsibility for your outcomes, the more resilient, resourceful, and capable you become, preparing you to seize opportunities and achieve results beyond what passive or reactive individuals could imagine. Finally, ownership is empowerment. Taking responsibility for your future gives you control over your life, your wealth, and your destiny. No external factor can dictate your success when you embrace accountability, courage, vision, and consistent action. Empowerment comes from knowing that your results are a direct reflection of your choices and efforts. People who own their future develop confidence, discipline, and the ability to influence outcomes in every area of life. Ownership transforms dreams into reality because you refuse to leave your life in the hands of chance or circumstance, actively shaping your destiny with every decision and action.